I am North Thorne from the Fold Podcast Guild, and welcome back to my Vainglory Analytics series. Each video asks and answers a question. This video asks, can we see armor pierce numbers in-game? Recall, we can see weapon damage numbers in red, we can see crystal damage numbers in blue, and we can see true damage numbers in white. So what about weapon pierce? As we're going to see, pierce is like true damage. So does it show up as white numbers, because it's true damage, or red numbers, because it's weapon pierce? We'll answer that in this video. But first, why do I say pierce is like true damage? Let's see. So last time we said that damage is the attacker's weapon power times this formula that reduces the damage based on the defender's armor. Weapon pierce means that a certain percentage of weapon damage bypasses armor. That is, we won't apply this to a portion of the weapon damage. So, with pierce, we'll say that damage is the portion that bypasses armor plus the portion that doesn't, and we'll apply the same armor factor as before to that portion only. That's why I say the pierce portion is like true damage, because the defender's armor doesn't apply. It bypasses defenses, like true damage does. Computing the pierce portion is easy. Start with the attacker's weapon power, and then multiply by the attacker's pierce percent. For example, piercing spear gives 8% pierce, so that would be 8%. Computing the non-pierce portion isn't too bad either. In the 8% case, the other 92% of the damage has to go through armor. So in general, we take the attacker's weapon power and multiply by 100% minus the pierce percent. In the 8% example, that's the 92%, the rest of the damage. Let's do an example. A level 4 Taka with a piercing spear hits a level 2 Blackfeather with a metal jacket. I mean, the Blackfeather wears the metal jacket. Taka doesn't hit him with the metal jacket. That would be weird. Taka has a weapon power of 98.9 and a pierce of 8%. Blackfeather has an armor of 214, so let's plug those numbers into the formula. Here's the pierce percent, here's the weapon power, and here's the armor. If we do all that out, we expect about 37 damage in this case. But will we see 37 damage as a red number? Or will we see an 8 in white as true damage and a 29 in red as weapon damage? Let's find out. Taka is very fond of his critical hits, so you have to ignore those because they get bonus damage. Here's a regular basic attack, and we see 37 damage as red numbers. That answers our question, but it's really too bad. It would have been nice in-game to see armor pierce numbers in white to know just how useful your pierce items are in real time. Oh well. But this raises new questions. First, can we also predict Taka's critical damage? With just the piercing spear, his critical multiplier is a default 150%. If we use that on his 37 base damage, we get 55, which is not the number we saw in the clip. Uh-oh, is one of our formulas wrong? No, Taka is just weird. His heroic perk gives him mortal strikes instead of critical hits, and they're computed using this formula instead. We're not going off into the weeds on that formula because this video has already answered its main question. Yes, we can reliably compute how pierce works, but no, we can't see pierce numbers as true damage, that is, white numbers in the game. That leaves us just one obvious unanswered question about Taka. If his splash art has a tyrant's monocle, and this skin has a tyrant's monocle, and this skin has a tyrant's monocle, and this skin has a tyrant's monocle, and his A ability shows a tyrant's monocle, and his C ability shows a tyrant's monocle, why doesn't he have one on here? Well, you can enjoy debating that in the comments, and I'll see you next time.